Rangers find themselves dealing with yet another unexpected twist behind the scenes, as a move they believed was secured has been dramatically interrupted. A Premier League club has stepped in at the final moment, challenging what was understood to be an agreement already in place. With the club still navigating a period of major restructuring, this development adds a fresh layer of uncertainty to an already complicated landscape. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Wolves look set to retain Jonathan Hunter-Barrett despite strong expectations that the long-serving academy figure would be heading to Glasgow. Rangers have been heavily linked with the 34-year-old for weeks, with growing belief inside the Scottish game that he would become the next significant addition to the club's reshaped football department. Rangers have not shied away from major backroom upheaval in recent months. A poor start to the campaign forced the board into difficult decisions, culminating last week in the departures of Kevin Thelwell and Patrick Stewart. Both were dismissed after what club insiders privately described as a direction that simply wasn't producing results. In contrast to the exits, Ibrox has also seen a steady flow of new faces. Thelwell, before his sacking, faced sharp criticism for his appointment of his own son into a recruitment role, a move that only intensified the scrutiny on the club's leadership structure. It had appeared that another of his former colleagues would follow him north, with Hunter-Barrett widely expected to join the project in January. The highly regarded academy manager has spent 14 years at Wolves in a variety of roles, overseeing player development structures and long-term planning. His academic credentials added further weight to Rangers' interest. Sporting directorship isn't something you fall into, he once said when completing his Masters in 2021. It requires clarity of vision, consistency, and a willingness to lead from the front. Those qualities made him an appealing target for a Rangers hierarchy, hoping to modernize their youth and recruitment departments. By late October, multiple reports suggested an agreement was close, with suggestions that Hunter-Barrett was preparing to begin work at Ibrox at the start of January. Yet momentum has now collapsed completely. Any prospect of him making the move north has evaporated. According to information shared by John Percy on the 1st of December, Wolves are preparing to promote Hunter-Barrett to the role of academy director. The position will see him working closely with Rob Edwards and Matt Jackson as the club attempts to stabilize its long-term football operation. The promotion effectively closes the door on Rangers' pursuit and confirms that the planned January arrival is no longer happening. For Rangers, the timing is as damaging as the decision itself. Andrew Kavanagh, who arrived in the summer, has endured a difficult period in his own role. The club's chaotic organisational picture has drawn criticism from supporters and observers alike, and the Hunter-Barrett episode adds another layer of frustration. As one source noted, this was supposed to be a straightforward win. Instead, it's become another reminder of how much needs fixed. What makes the snub even more striking is that Wolves themselves are in turmoil. Without a league win and staring at near certain relegation, the Black Country club has been engulfed in its own problems. Yet despite that, Hunter-Barrett has chosen to remain at Molyneux rather than take up a senior opportunity at Rangers. For Kavanagh and the wider hierarchy at Ibrox, the decision will feel like a stinging rejection, especially given the expectation around the appointment. It underlines the scale of the rebuild still required, not just on the pitch, but behind the scenes in terms of structure, stability, and attractiveness to top-level staff. If there is a positive, it may come in the form of a much-needed wake-up call. The club now has little choice but to reassess its processes and ensure that future targets see Rangers as a clear step forward. As one figure close to the situation put it, this has to be the moment where the chairman draws a line and drives the club in a better direction. For now though, the setback leaves Rangers searching once again, and adds another chapter to a season defined by turbulence rather than progress. In other news, Rangers appear increasingly willing to weigh up a January departure for Nedim Bajrami as Danny Role begins shaping the squad in his own image. The midfielder's future has drifted into a delicate middle ground, valued for depth at a busy stage of the season, yet not guaranteed the minutes required to cement his long-term place. Role has spoken warmly about the 26-year-old's training levels and his impact off the bench, noting that his recent efforts have pushed him into contention for more regular minutes. That shift has been noticed inside the club, with the manager opening the door for Bajrami to climb the ladder if he continues to build on those performances. The player has responded positively, particularly during his bright cameo in the 2-1 win over Livingston, where his energy and urgency gave the attack a welcome spark. Even so, Rangers are preparing for all scenarios as the mid-season window approaches. While they remain open to retaining him, they are equally aware that limited opportunities could encourage Bajrami to explore his options. Under the previous regime, he appeared to be on the way out, frozen out, and seemingly destined to move on. Role's arrival has thawed that situation, but the wider picture is shaped by a manager keen to overhaul a squad that has fallen short of expectations. It's really up to Bajrami right now if he wants to have a future at Rangers. He's going to have to fight for it, was the assessment shared this week, capturing the uncertain but opportunity-laden position the midfielder now inhabits. The message around the first team is clear. Places will be earned rather than gifted. Role's long-term plan involves massive changes across the coming windows, with a focus on bringing in players who align with his tactical demands while moving on those deemed surplus. That duality defines Bajrami's situation. He's got an incentive now, Bajrami, to try and stay in Danny Role's plans to try and get more regular first-team action at Ibrox as well, the prediction continued. The player's path is there to seize, but so too is the club's willingness to consider bids if interest emerges from elsewhere. If there is interest in Bajrami from elsewhere, they might look at that and see the opportunity to cash in on him, because it would then maybe bolster their own transfer kitty to strengthen the squad elsewhere. The decision will ultimately hinge on his own performances and how convincingly he can embed himself into Role's evolving structure. If he continues to do well in training, then he probably will get more minutes in the first team, and then the rest is up to him really, underscoring the straightforward challenge set before him. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.